JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 29th of October 2021. So welcome everyone, welcome to this Friday's trading, kind of last trading day of this week, of course, and last trading day of October. And yeah, this Friday's morning video. So yeah, guys, I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful start of Friday. I hope you had a wonderful week in general. But yeah, before we jump into the charts, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest, and we can continue. Okay, so now then, let's jump into actually our YouTube channel, which I wanted to quickly mention. To which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yeah, check us out here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top. So now then, jumping into the charts, the first one I want to pick up here is Nikkei 225. So basically we ended the week kind of near this 21-day EMA, so we were oscillating around it this whole week. Nothing way too exciting, but I think some of the lines will have to be redrawn now because, well, specifically actually one. But first of all, of course, we remain below this downside line team from the high of the 14th of September, and previously I talked about this 28,581 zone, which I kept on monitoring, but as you can see, we overshot that again, and actually we got a little hold up near this the low of last week, near the 28,472 zone. So you can see we drifted lower, we dropped below that 28,581, then we moved further south, and then yeah, we tested that the low of the 25th of October, and from here we rebounded back up again. So basically, if you're now looking for some downside, well, first of all, of course, we could still keep an eye on this 28,581 just for the sake of it. Kind of, if we drop below it, then maybe this increases the chances for a further move lower towards this 28,472. But if that gets broken, then this will confirm kind of a forthcoming lower low. And then, yep, we could aim for that 200-day EMA. For the upside, pretty straightforward. A break of this downside line is needed in order to at least start looking at the upside. Jumping into Shanghai Composite very quickly on that one. So beautiful rebound. This is what I talked about this kind of whole week, guys, and I told you to keep an eye on this lower side here of this 3,515 level, because basically it might be a nice area of support from where the index could rebound. And well, we saw that little rebound today, so basically we're now kind of maybe considering this to be as a little range here. But again, let's see how long this will last. Still keeping an eye on the barriers here. So for the upside, I would like to see maybe a push above this barrier here, the 3,553 level, in order to get a little bit more excited with the upside. And then yes, we could climb above that 100-day EMA here, and then we would take it from there, of course, because then the index could travel towards the upper side of this little range. For the downside, a drop below the lower side of that range is needed. So yep, but for now, guys, let's see how all this is gonna play out. So Now, I hope everything is working well here, because it seems that there could be some issues with the stream, but yeah, hopefully guys you can hear me, see me well. So yeah, let's go back to the charts. So the next one I want to pick up here is of course the German index DAX. We saw a bit of a decline here, so that's all. It's all fine still. But basically we're still trading above this upside line taken from the low, the 6th of October. So there is still a decent chance for this one to reverse higher and push yep, north. But again, we're keeping an eye on that upside line. The cash index is currently drifting a little bit more to the downside. It's currently around the 15,588 zone, so yep, below, nicely below yesterday's close. But it's now, let me just have a look, 15,585 now. So we're below this hurdle, guys. So the 15,600 zone that I talked about previously. So that kind of raises a few concerns here. Let's see if this is not going to end up dropping lower, guys. For now, I mean, we're keeping an eye on it. I'm not rushing into anything yet, but if it by any chance stays below this upside line and stays below that 15,600 territory, well, maybe we could see further declines. But if it doesn't, if it somehow climbs back up here, back above this upside line, then well, we'll stick to the upside. Kettlebell, yes, I mean, thank you very much for confirming that. Yes, hope it continues like that. So yeah, good morning to you too, by the way. So yeah, coming back to this, like I said, it's a very interesting. These are very interesting developments here on DAX. But again, let's see. Like I said, let's see which way this is going to play out. But again, I'm a person who likes to react to certain things. I mean, at the moment, like I said, we are seeing this this drop below this upside line, below that 15,600 zone, and yeah, let's see if we can stay below that. If we can, then well, I mean, like I said, we could maybe consider a bit of a move towards that 21-day EMA or even that 100-day EMA, and then we'll take it from there. Ibex, the Spanish index, so looking quite positive as well. Yeah, if you remember, I kept on talking about this for a couple of days here, and basically we are now approaching that, well, we have already approached that highlighted area, this resistance area. So can we get that pop above that 9,055 level? Well, just let's wait and see. The cash index seems to be, yep, on the higher side right now. We're currently at around 9,042 level. Can we push further above it? Well, like I said, we're getting closer to that, so let's see if we can actually break this area and stay above it, and if so, then my next target, of course, will be this highest point of June of 2021, or in other words, the current highest point of 2021 near the 9,310 zone, and then we'll take it from there. NASDAQ 100, guys, so new all-time high. It would actually not, yes, yesterday it went for a new all-time high, but the day before that it also went higher on Wednesday, and yep, we also created a new all-time high again. So yeah, so everything is looking quite positive here for this index. However, if we take a look at the cash index, we're seeing a bit of a retracement. So 15,638 level, that's where we are trading at right now. So again, keep your eyes on this, guys. Like I said, very good run, but we're currently seeing a bit of a setback, and we're seeing a bit of a move back below this highest point of September, which is around that 15,700 level. And I talked about this, what I said before, that if we somehow drift back down and stay below it, then yes, we could see maybe a bit of a corrective move lower. So however, let's not rush into anything. First, let's continue monitoring the situation here, and if we do see a drop maybe then below this 15,554 zone, then yep, that's where could consider maybe a bit of a further move south here. DXY dollar index, so nice drop here. As you can see, we dropped below that 93.50 zone. I talked about this, if you remember, and well, we stayed below it. So now let's see if we can actually get a further move south here. I will consider that move if we continue to trade below this 93.50 territory. If we do so, then yep, another slide could be possible. And if you're a little bit on the cautious side, what you can do here is keep your eyes on yesterday's low near the 93.28 level, and then yeah, we could take it from there. So yeah, like I said, long story short, I'm leaning a little bit more towards the downside on this one, especially if it continues to trade below this 93.50 zone. Gold, bit of a tease it is this week. I mean, it's just continues to flirt with some of the levels. So basically, this 1800 level once again did its job somehow and provided some resistance. We saw initially we saw an overshoot here on yesterday, but then the body of the daily candle remained below this hurdle. Then we're seeing today, this morning, we already saw the nice good push higher, but again the 1800 level did kind of provide resistance, and although maybe some might see this as a bit of a bearish indication, especially if we take into consideration this little pattern here, it could be it's not really the bearish 3, but it could be classed maybe as that, or maybe it could be classed as a little bearish flag here. However, we're still above this little short-term upside line taken from the low, the 30th of September. So in order to aim for lower levels, I need to see a break of that of this upside line, and then yes, I could go for slightly lower areas. Until then, still the upside scenario is valid, because basically, like I said, if we pop above that 1800 level, then could go for slightly higher levels here, maybe towards that current highest point of October near the 1814 zone, and then yeah, we could take it from there. A quick update on WTI Oil. So yesterday we drifted lower, so I managed to reach my target, this 80.81 zone, so and the area near that 21-day EMA, so all good. But yeah, we had a reversal again, and this is what I kept saying, guys. I mean, be careful, I mean, with that downside, because at the moment, well, it's not the instrument that kind of really goes for those larger corrections to the downside. So it goes for a correction, but then quickly gets picked up by the bulls. So yeah, we're currently getting a hold of near this hurdle, near this 83 zone. I spoke about that level previously when I was looking at it as a potential support support area. So yep, let's see. Let's see how this is going to play out. I mean, if this is going to continue to hold for now, maybe a bit of a larger retracement to the downside here could be seen, maybe even towards this upside line. But again, for me, let's say to consider the upside, I would rather stick to this 85.39 zone, which is the current highest point of October, and then yes, we could go for the upside, because I just want to be a little bit more on the safe side with this commodity. Yep, good morning to you too. Yep, I hope you're having a wonderful start of Friday. So yeah, Ethereum, guys. So looking at this overall, you can see that we have overshot this all-time high, well, actually previous all-time high. We recently tested it on the 21st of October, so basically last week, and then we kind of went down and corrected lower. This upside line no longer valid, and I can get rid of that, and now we can stick to maybe some of the levels here. For example, here for the downside, if you're looking for the downside, a drop below this 3,887 territory could be ideal, because at the same time we will see a drop below that 21-day EMA, which so far is acting as a good area of support, and then yes, lower levels could be met, but at the moment that's not the case, and we are kind of pushing higher. And today we already created that new all-time high, guys, and we overshot that 4,380 zone. Let's see if we can do that again. If we can, then, well, this is where it's going to become quite interesting, and we could see a further move north, maybe even towards that psychological 5,000 level. Who knows? It's the crypto world. So yeah, be very careful. But again, let's see, of course, if this 4,380 zone somehow continues to provide resistance. If it does, maybe we could see a bit of a range here happening. AUDNZD, quick update on this one. So, if you remember, I kept on talking about this idea where I was saying that maybe if it gets a hold up somewhere near this 1.0496 or this 100-day EMA, then another slide could be possible. Yeah, I mean, we saw that little decline, but as you can see, the 21-day EMA somehow did its job and acted as a good area of support. So we're now seeing a good push higher, but this 100-day EMA is doing the job and acting as a good resistance again. So we're kind of stuck, I would say. So if you're looking for some upside, well, at least wait for a push above this 100-day EMA, because as you can see, it is kind of, like I said, currently working well here for these sellers. But if that gets broken, more buyers could join in. For the downside, I could say that yes, a drop back below this 21-day EMA might do the trick for a few more sellers. USD/CHF. So this one drifted nicely to the downside. So far, so good. I mean, it continues to slide. My next target, as I said, is this 0.91 territory, and we are getting closer to that. So yeah, everything's according to the plan here. We dropped below the 0.9150 level. I spoke about that as well previously. So in a way, there's not much to talk about here. Just the fact that everything's so far according to the plan. My next target is the 0.91 level. GBPUSD. So a bit of a roller coaster ride here. This upside line needs to go, no longer needed, and now we're kind of stuck here in this little range. So let's see if this is for how long this will continue. So we are trading below this downside line taken from the high of the 30th of July. We are kind of stuck here right now, yeah, we need to see a clear breakthrough one of these barriers here, either through the 1.3835 level here on the upside, because at the same time we'd get a break of this downside line, and for the downside we need to see a drop below the 1.3710 territory, somewhere around here, and then yes, at the same time we would be placed below all of the remaining EMAs here. So yeah, for now that's the kind of case. EURCAD, and this is where I would say I think you're quite happy with the results yesterday. We had a nice good push higher here, so yep, now let's see if we can go a little bit more towards the upside. If we can, if oil, for example, does decline, because yesterday was the main mover here was the ECB, of course, but let's see now if oil can actually move this pair. If oil drops, then yep, EURCAD could make its way towards this 21-day EMA at least, and then we would of course take it from there. For now, like I said, it's still for me it's an interesting pair, very interesting, but I'm very careful with it as well, because it's sometimes it's being a little bit too choppy. And still the same scenario for the downside remains, that a drop below the 1.4319 level would be needed in order, and I would like to see the body of the daily candle staying below it in order to aim for lower levels. And finally, EURUSD. So this is what I talked about yesterday, is when I said that Thursday could be an interesting day for this pair, and yep, exactly that would happen. So we saw increased volatility, we saw a nice good push higher, and we pushed back above the 21-day EMA and climbed higher. But as you can see, this so far we're still trading below this downside line taken from the high of the 1st of June. And if you're looking for further upside, then yes, a break of this downside line is needed, and then higher levels could be met. So again, for now, it's I'm going to be very careful, because again, this is, like I said, we had a good push, but if the downside line continues to provide resistance, then another slide might be possible. Also keep your eyes on this little short-term tentative upside line, which could also play out nicely here. So if you're looking for some downside on this one, then a break of this upside line taken from the low of the 13th of October, that's what I would need to see in order to go for the downside, and especially also maybe a drop below this, and this is where I will adjust my level. especially a drop below this 1.1582 level could do the trick for a few more sellers. So guys, that's it for this quick session. I really hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your time, guys. I mean, thank you for joining in this whole week. Yeah, thank you very much for your views, for your likes, your comments. Really appreciate that. So I hope you'll have a fantastic trading day. Don't overtrade. It's Friday. Have your stop losses in place, and everything will be fine. So have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.